This week, there was a rare 144-0 vote by legislators, bipartisan, meaning that both Democrats and Republicans agreed to something. They agreed that the employees of the state of Louisiana should at least have access to local pharmacies and their coverage, and that those pharmacies should be simply reimbursed above their cost of medication. See, CVS Caremark is a pharmacy benefits manager, a PBM. You also have heard of CVS, most likely the CVS retail pharmacies. See, sometimes these PBMs, they'll actually force patients to use their own pharmacies. PBMs like CVS Caremark, they oversee their own reimbursements and also the reimbursements of their competitors. They sometimes force to their own pharmacy. But in Louisiana, there is anti-steering laws, meaning that PBMs are not supposed to force through their own pharmacies, mail order, or retail. So what does CVS do in the state of Louisiana? Instead of directly steering patients, they end up saying, hey, you know what, we're just going to reimburse these pharmacists $0 to 10 cents above their cost of medication. That $0 to 10 cents is supposed to pay for the bottles, the labels, the employee costs, the transaction costs like billing, accounting, electricity, just everything you could think of that might possibly go into running a. And keep in mind that CVS, Caremark, and CVS, I mean, they're billion-dollar company. So the wise legislators of Louisiana realize that, you know what, they're basically ending up steering because they're going to reimburse these pharmacists so low that they're going to end in the red to the point that they close, or they're going to say, look, we can't afford to service these patients. And at the end of the day, what's going to be left is CVS. So they decided not to approve the contract with CVS Caremark for their employees. And they even reached out to CVS saying, please, they reached out to CVS Caremark saying, please, come to the table, negotiate with us a rate that these pharmacists can afford to stay open and service their constituents. But even with 144-0 vote from legislators, CVS still refused to come to the table. I mean, that says a lot about CVS. These legislators are they're there to do what's right for their constituents. They're trying to do what's right for their state. And CVS, even with that enormous power from legislators, refused to come to the table.